All right, the big breaking news coming in. The expected news: India have defeated Pakistan in the T20 clash by 61 runs. That's the big breaking news. India winning comprehensively. Pakistan's entire boycott controversy ending for them as a damp squib, losing to India, and India comprehensively beating them in Colombo. Ishan Kishan and Varun C powering India to this victory. So India outplaying their rivals in every department of the game, from disciplined bowling that choked Pakistan's scoring opportunities to a composed batting display steadily chased down. And in fact, India have looked in complete control of this for most of the contest. Pakistan unable to chase down the score. The atmosphere also in the stadium electric. We'll be going across to our reporters there. Rika joining us. And Rika, what a comprehensive victory. What were the big moments for you? And the atmosphere there electric. Over to you.
Tell you about the big moments, but let me quickly get some reactions from the fans who are standing by with me. Ma'am, your first reaction, you saw once again a very, very one-sided contest between India and Pakistan. What did you think? What did you think of this contest between India
and we will win this World Cup.
We will. What makes you so confident that you are going to win this World Cup?
We are sure. We are 100%. जीतेगा भाई, जीतेगा.
Well, Gargi, you heard those first reactions from the middle. Well, the fans are trickling out of the Premadasa stadium right now. They're standing outside the gate. India once again registering a thumping win against Pakistan, making it 8-1 in T20 World Cups. 8 times India has won, and Pakistan has only managed 1 win in T20 World Cup, and that is massive. India once again putting up a very, very one-sided show against Pakistan, and Pakistan doing Pakistan things. They folded up like 9 pins.
All right, folded up like 9 pins. I'd like to get Nikhil also in here. And yes, the atmosphere there, Rika, you can see all the celebrations taking place. But your comments on the match and your big moments.
Was that for me, Gagi?
Yes.
Well, I guess, first up, lost the toss, but I guess on a surface where it was a little tough to bat on, India getting an opportunity to put up a score. Ishan Kishan getting 77 on a surface. It was tough for any batter to go out there and get runs. Probably part of the score on that surface would have been 130, 140, but thanks to Ishan Kishan's effort, we got that 30-35 run cushion. 175 on that wicket was always going to be more than a tall task for the Pakistani batsmen, and of course the quality of bowling that we've got. And when Jasprit Bumrah and Hardik Pandya picking up those 3 wickets in the power play, then Aksar picking up a wicket as well. We kept picking wickets at regular intervals. Every single player from the Indian team, clinical performance, role identification was spot on, and every player was able to go out and execute their plans. You could probably say clinical performance by Team India.
Clinical performance, and perhaps a mistake by Pakistan to choose to bowl first. Well,
we were all surprised, I'll tell you.
All right, let's go back to Rika. Yes, Rika, your big moments from the match, and what to you was the turning point?
Really, the turning point was the first wicket of Shahzada Farhan, who previously has pulverized India. But tonight, you can see those fans behind me. They are ecstatic, in Colombo, because this match almost didn't happen. Yes, talking about big moment, I would say Shahzada Farhan. Also, Usman Khan's wicket. Would you like to give your comments?
Yes, absolutely.
What did you think of the encounter?
Fantastic. Hands down, we won.
What, according to you, was the best moment of the match?
I think Ishan Kishan's batting.
All right, sorry to interrupt you there. Rika, let's go across to Ishan. Ishan's father is speaking. Let's just listen in.
एक सवाल आपसे आखिरी मैं पूछना चाहूँगा, उनके दादा का एक स्टेटमेंट आया कि उनकी जो गर्लफ्रेंड होगी हम लोग उससे तैयार है, आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे? आप पिता हैं उनके।
अच्छा, वो देखा जाएगा, वो तो शादी की बात होगी तो आप लोग सबको मालूम चल जाएगा।
लेकिन आज खुशी का दिन।
हाँ, आज खुशी का दिन है अभी तो।
तो देखिए, ये प्रणब पांडे उनके पिता थे ईशान किशन के, जिन्होंने कहा है कि आज बेहद ही खुशी का दिन है। जिस तरीके से भारत ने पाकिस्तान को वर्ल्ड कप में हराया है, एक बेहतरीन इनिंग ईशान किशन ने 77 रनों की जो इनिंग स्लो पिच पर, वो स्लो पिच बहुत ही मायने रखता है।
मैन ऑफ द मैच मिला है।
All right now possibly just celebrating, the victory rather than going into all these questions about the personal life. But yes, Rika, back to you. Sorry, you were interrupted. You're talking about your big moments. You're talking to fans also. And tell us about the atmosphere in the stadium. Must have been electric. And, we can see all those fans all celebrating.
एक लंबा ब्रेक, उसके बाद न्यूजीलैंड के साथ
They come out, long before the match ended, the fans started coming out because they were very convinced that India is going to register this a win in Colombo. There was never a doubt after the 3 Pakistani wickets fell initially. It was only Usman Khan who offered some resistance with those 44 runs. But other than that, there wasn't really much resistance. Thank you very much, sir. Well, people here are really generous. People are exciting. People are excited about this win, and everyone's trying to get out of the stadium. At the moment, 8,000 people were there inside the stadium, and many, many more. And I would say around 5,000 more outside the stadium. Well, there are some faces who are not so happy either. Would you like to say what? Talk about your thoughts on the match. You are a Pakistan fan in a Pakistan shirt, I see.
Yes, sir. Good game. All great goes to India game. Okay. Inshallah, final Sri Lanka is definitely in the World Cup. Inshallah.
I think Sri Lanka is not okay.
All right, some audio issue there. But Nikhil, yes, you were talking about how you felt that right at the start that it was a mistake by Pakistan. Tell us more about, your big moments from the match.
Well, I guess, it was always going to be in a crunch game like this. Who's going to throw the first punch and take first advantage? And I think in the first 6 overs, the way Ishan Kishan batted, outstanding. Getting 50-odd runs in the power play just set the tone and the pace of the game. And when you're 30-35 runs ahead in the game, 175, Pakistan looking to chase it down, and then Hardik Pandya, picking up a wicket the very first over, bowling a maiden over. You need to get 175 with 9 wickets in 19 overs. Every single couple of overs, it was getting more and more difficult for Pakistan. So no real surprise. I mean, man to man, even in the 15 that we look at the Indian team, were a far superior side, and that's why I'm saying clinical performance by Team India.
And did Pakistan misread the pitch?
Well, I guess, to be honest, I think so. And I think they misread their strengths and weaknesses, because we've been saying that, their bowling department looked slightly better than their batting. Push comes to shove, pressure situation. You probably think that, your stronger side can soak up the pressure. So all the more reason, had Pakistan batted first, 135, 140, with their spinners, at least you could have given yourself an outside chance. So a little surprised. I guess, well, they've got the support staff as head coach Mike Hesson from New Zealand, somebody who works with a lot of graphics in terms of strengths and weaknesses, matchups, which bowler, which batter. But sometimes, at the end of the day, sport, whoever plays better cricket, 40 overs, wins.
That's right. And, we had some of those moments, Rika, ahead of the match when it started drizzling again, and we were wondering whether we were going to be... Rika's camera, I think, got knocked there. But yes, Rika, there were some tense moments when we thought the match could possibly be washed out, but thankfully that did not happen, and we got to see, an India-Pakistan going head-to-head. This is always one of the biggest matches of any tournament, isn't it? The one that we all look forward to.
Targi, this is one match that bankrolls the entire tournament. A rough estimate is that this match is about is roughly about 5,000.
Sorry, Rika, again, Ishan's mother now speaking. Let's just listen in.
थोड़ी तो नर्वसनेस होती ही है, लेकिन फिर सब कुछ भूल के मैच है और बस भगवान को ध्यान कर रहे हैं।
एक आखिरी सवाल मैं आपसे लूंगा। ईशान किशन के दादा ने कहा है कि जो उनकी गर्लफ्रेंड है उनसे अगर वो तैयार है तो हमें कोई दिक्कत है, आप उनकी माँ है, क्या कहना
नहीं, अभी शादी की बात तो हम लोग करते ही नहीं है। ईशान को भी शादी करनी ही नहीं है। अभी वो मैच खेल रहा है, उसकी उम्र ही क्या हुई है।
अभी चाहते हैं कि पूरा फोकस गेम।
हाँ, अभी पूरा फोकस गेम पे, शादी का कुछ नहीं है।
क्या शुभकामना रहेगी आपके तरफ से ईशान और पूरी इंडिया टीम के लिए?
पूरी इंडिया टीम को बहुत बहुत बधाई, बहुत आशीर्वाद। इसी तरह से वो लोग खेले।
तो ये देखिए, ये ईशान किशन की माँ सुचित्रा सिंह थी हमारे साथ, उनके भतीजे भी है ईशान किशन के। क्या कहना चाहेंगे बेटा, आज जिस तरीके से इनिंग हुई है? ये देखिए, छोटा बच्चा है, ईशान किशन का भतीजा है और पूरा परिवार इस वक्त काफ़ी खुश है जिस तरीके से जो बेहतरीन इनिंग आज ईशान किशन ने खेली है पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ। एक स्लो पिच पे 77 रनों की ज़बरदस्त पारी और उसके बाद बेहतरीन जीत भारत ने आज पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ दर्ज की है।
All right, let's go back to Rika there. Rika, Rika there with us from Colombo. Yes, we were just listening to Ishan Kishan's mother, but the heroes of this match, Ishan Kishan, Varun C, let's talk about them.
Yeah, you know, we can't take away the credit from Jasprit Bumrah and Hardik Pandya, the way they gave India the opening. Remember, Bumrah was always tipped to be that bowler who would make a difference. Kuldeep Yadav also coming into this match and making a difference. So each one really played the role that they were given. And as Nikhil was mentioning, the 77 runs scored by Ishan Kishan really was really the bedrock for the win. You were talking about this win and this match and the importance of this match. Well, this is one match that bankrolls the entire tournament. Everyone wanted it to have. To be staged. ICC wanted it, the fans wanted it, and most importantly, the two teams wanted to play. You know, when we were talking to both the teams and, you know, asking about what they thought when the match was almost not happening, the players said that they were looking forward to this contest. All of them said that they had prepared for a very long time for this contest. Practically, you know, this one match, which is a highlight of the tournament, is round about 5,000 crore rupees match, because it's not just the immediate money that ICC makes and the associate nations make, but it is also about the local economy. Remember, when the match was not happening, Sri Lanka Cricket shot up a letter to Pakistan Cricket, reminding them of the times that they had stood by PCB, when no one really stood by them, when they went to Pakistan to play. And with that letter, talks again started, and finally the match happened today. I can tell you, Gargi, that yesterday and day before yesterday, there were suites that were opened up at Taj Ratna Deepa that were costing 60 lakh rupees per night. And you can very well imagine the kind of boost local economy here in Sri Lanka would have had only because of this one match. There were several suites like that. They were given out and there were takers, and there were many, many takers. Let me also get in some quick reactions. बताइए इस विन के बारे में, क्या आपके लिए टॉप मोमेंट था?
उसको बाइकआउट ही करना चाहिए था। अपनी इज्जत तो बचा लेना कम से कम एटलीस्ट। हम तो पहले ही जीते थे। इजी मैच था, इजी मैच, बहुत इजी मैच।
आपको क्या लगा? What did you think?
बाकी और मैच में कुछ नहीं था।
What did you think was the top moment?
Well,
yeah, the sixes are very, very huge, weren't they? So the 3 sixes of Ishan Kishan that we saw in the Premadasa Stadium were across the longest boundary. So the boundaries were not of equal size. I can tell you that the 3 sixes that Ishan Kishan hit were the longest sixes of the match, and an inning that will be long remembered. Tilak Verma was the hero last time around. Ishan Kishan, who almost did not play this tournament, finally came into the team, and he is making waves indeed.
Right, Rika. Nikhil, anything you'd like to add regarding, for you, the big moments, the big heroes of this match, and also the build-up was fairly ugly with all this boycott talk, etc. But thankfully, the match took place. I think fans on both sides are happy, just to have that clash taking place.
True, without a doubt. And in the background, we always knew that this game was going to happen. Make no mistake about it, because Pakistan Cricket Board cannot afford not to play an ICC event because the penalties would have been too heavy. But coming back to the game, I guess Gautam Gambhir, Surya Kumar Yadav, the entire Indian team and their support staff were far better planned. Rika was talking about the big boundaries. That's why you played another spinner, sluggish surfaces, Kuldeep Yadav coming in place of Arshdeep. So we had literally all our bases covered. And on the other hand, a while ago you were mentioning that maybe Pakistan didn't read the surface well enough. On the same ground, Zimbabwe beat Australia.
I was asking you.
I was just telling you, because Australia was beaten by Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe got 159 and Australia couldn't chase it down because the surface, tends to slow down, it grips a little more. All the more you'd have taken a learning from that previous game at the same venue and said, well, if we won the toss, let me have a crack at a fresh pitch, let me try and get runs on board and then look to put pressure on India. That wasn't the case in scenario. So I guess they missed a trick there. But to be fair to Gautam Gambhir, Surya Kumar Yadav, Gargi, I think this Indian team, whether you win the toss or you lose the toss, this team is loaded with match winners. And I'm not talking about only the 11, even the guys sitting on the bench are very well able, as and when given an opportunity, they'll win you games.
All right, Ishan Kishan, they're one of the heroes of the match, and I can see Rika has a whole bunch of fans there with her. Over to you, Rika.
Come from? India. Yeah. What? How was it inside?
Amazing. We are glad.
You're glad to see India win. What was the standout moment for you in the match?
I was like, Ishan Kishan victory.
What about you?
Of course. And I think Hardik Pandya, the man, this was the best ever I have seen the over against the Pakistan.
I think the first over.
You'll have to come here, sir.
I'll tell you, so obviously India won great play, but I'll tell you an interesting story. We came all the way from India, and you know what? We were scammed. The tickets that we bought online were all scammed from Viagogo. We then were so lucky, we got tickets, people were selling here, and then we went in. So we were scammed, we were wondering we would not be able to get in. But thankfully, we got tickets here. Thanks and won the match. Thanks to Sri Lankan people.
Thankfully, those fans got to see, despite the allegations that they were scammed. But let's go across to Shubhankar, who joins us from CP, and tell us what's happening there with a lot of fans celebrating, watching the match, and finally seeing India win.
Ishan Kishan.
Well, definitely this was a very easy match, and that is what the fans have to say about this. Well, I am currently in Delhi's CP OTP courtyard, showing you the visuals of this particular place. I am currently being joined by a few of my fans here with me. As you can see, they are wearing the jersey also. आपका नाम क्या है? विक्रांत, कैसा लगा मैच? क्या उम्मीद थी मैच के साथ?
Like, first of all, congratulations to the entire nation. It's a big win, and whenever it's Pakistan, we are very confident it's going to be us. And luckily, it's 8-1 against them. And brilliant. Whenever it comes to T20 cricket, it has to be the power play. Be it in the first innings, be it in the second innings, we won both of the power plays. First of all, Ishan Kishan, what a beautiful innings. What a beautiful innings. उनको चाहिए था अभिषेक शर्मा, हमने दिया ईशान किशन. लिट्टी चोखे में ईशान से मिली लट, चोखे की जगह मिला चौका, और ये था ईशान किशन का पूरा जवाब पूरे हिंदुस्तान के लिए. एंड इस प्लेयर की वजह से आज पूरा भारत खुश है. एंड व्हाट एन इनिंग्स फ्रॉम दिस गाय, टॉप इनिंग्स.
Do you also feel disappointed by the performance that Pakistan has shown? Because we were also expecting a nail batting match.
To be very honest, this was very much expected out of Pakistan. Pakistan being very typical of Pakistan. And जितने उनके spinners हैं, जितनी उनकी quality है, we were expecting them to at least put up a fight. But that didn't go down well with them. And again, it was very expected, India was going to dominate this game and win this game.
Sure. The fans were very much confident beforehand. In fact, they had been saying that this was an easy match for them to win. But we are also being joined by a few of the other players over here. क्या कहना चाहते हैं, कैसा लगा मैच आपको?
There is no competition between India versus Pakistan. हम बहुत बात करते हैं कि rivalry की, हमें तो कहीं से competition दिखता नहीं है. पाकिस्तान हर बार सोच के आती है कि हम इस बार इंडिया को हराएंगे, बट कहीं से दिखता नहीं है. एक तरफा का मुकाबला हुआ, हमें लगा थोड़ा कंपटीशन होगा इस बार, थोड़ा सा कुछ उनका जो नया बॉलर रहता है उस्मान तारिक कुछ अच्छी बॉलिंग करेगा, बट हाँ ठीक है ओवरऑल अच्छा था, बट उन्होंने इतना अच्छा कंपटीशन हमारे साथ नहीं किया जैसा होना चाहिए। इंडिया पाकिस्तान का मतलब अच्छा मैच होना चाहिए, कंपटीशन जीते इंडिया ही, बट कंपटीशन होना चाहिए, कंपटीशन नहीं हुआ, कोई कंपटीशन ही नहीं हुआ, एक तरफा इंडिया ने हरा दिया उनको।
इस बात का गम तो रहेगा ना कि खेल नहीं पा रहा पाकिस्तान।
नहीं पाकिस्तान सवाल ही नहीं है, पाकिस्तान अभी कुछ टाइम तक उनका कुछ नहीं हो सकता, अब वो हारते ही रहेंगे। इंडिया बहुत आगे पहुंच गई है, पाकिस्तान वहां तक पहुंच ही नहीं सकती है, बस यही करना।
वो मजा कभी रहेगा इंडिया पाकिस्तान?
नहीं पहले के था, अब नहीं है, मुझे नहीं लगता कि भविष्य में अभी पाकिस्तान कंप्लीट नहीं कर पाएगी।
यही कारण है कि अब इंडिया पाकिस्तान के मैच में ज्यादा देखने का मन नहीं कर रहा, लोग कम आ रहे हैं, फैंस कम हो रहे हैं।
हाँ देखिए यहाँ पे अभी जितना लोगों आना चाहिए, जो क्राउड होना चाहिए वो नहीं है, क्योंकि कंपटीशन ही नहीं है। इंडिया ने पहले बैटिंग किया 175 मारे, अब उन्होंने कोई चेज ही नहीं है, कोई वही नहीं है कि कंपटीशन, उन्होंने वही शुरू के 2-3 ओवर अच्छे खेले, विकेट गिरने लगे, उसका दबाव में उससे निकल ही नहीं पाए, तो ऐसा खिलाड़ी उनके पास नहीं है कि जो दबाव से निकाल सके।
आपका क्या नाम है?
मोहम्मद शमीम।
आपको क्या लगता है कि
अच्छा लगा सर, हमारा देश जीत गया, इनसे मैच हरा दिया, बहुत अच्छा लगा, हमारा देश जीता है इनसे, तो बहुत
उम्मीद कर रहे थे, पता था
हमेशा उम्मीद यही रहता था इनसे हमारा देश जीतते रहे, और हमें बहुत अच्छा लगता है, अंदर से बहुत अच्छा फीलिंग आती है जब इनको हरा देता है तो।
See, these are the fans. They were confident that they are going to win this time, but definitely there's a disappointment from the Pakistan team, because everyone was hoping that they would get a nail batting match to watch, but they didn't get any that excitement match, because this was a very easy match. India has won by 61 runs. This was a group stage match between India and Pakistan, and this was too easy for them. That is what the fans are saying. But definitely the celebrations that have been continuously going on were in fact there. The people have now suddenly started leaving this.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Shubhang, for joining us. All right, let's go back to Rika, who joins us from Colombo there. And Rika, you know, some fans here in Delhi slightly disappointed that it was too easy of a win. They wanted, you know, a better fight from Pakistan. But yes, and we just heard the captain there also talking about maybe, you know, about the pitch and how perhaps it was a wrong move to have fielded first.
Well, you know, at the end of the day, Surya Kumar Yadav should be happy that we have registered a win against Pakistan, a 61-run win, a thumping win against Pakistan. Yes, you know, the way India batted and the way India lost some of those wickets, those things have to be looked into. India will definitely go back to the drawing board once again and see how they can do things better. They can do things differently. Saim Ayub of Pakistan did make a mark today with those 3 wickets. 3 for 25 is what he picked up. Sir, just give me some space. Sorry. 3 for 25 is what Saim Ayub picked up, and that put India in trouble at one point when Ishan Kishan was batting. We thought that the score would reach around 200, but the performance of the Pakistani spinners pulled things back, and they reached only 175, 176 was the target set by Pakistan to win this game, and to Pakistan to win this game, and they fell short by 61 runs tonight. So it is a thumping win for India, courtesy the Indian bowling unit. Well, the batting could definitely have done better, and this is something they will look into, think about in the next game. Of course, the next opposition is Netherlands. They play in Ahmedabad, and possibly another match in Ahmedabad against South Africa. South Africa is expected to reach the next round of the tournament. So 3 key matches next week. If Australia loses to Sri Lanka, they are knocked out of the World Cup, then there is no India-Australia match in this edition of the T20 World Cup. Remember, there could be a match in Chennai, but there are chances of that happening very slim, because Australia not just has to win against Sri Lanka, but they have to win with a large margin to be able to clash.
But a no India-Australia contest would make our chances of defending our crown even more solid. We would then have that match against Zimbabwe, and I think that will be incredible. So this is the big win that we are talking about, 61 runs. Now, Nikhil, you know, defeat is one thing. Demolition is something else altogether. But be honest, when India piled up those 175 on board, didn't we think that we fell short by like about 15 runs?
To be honest, you know, the way Saim Ayub was bowling and he was getting that ball to grip, I was thinking that maybe we've got 30-35 runs more, because this is one of those surfaces that you pick up a wicket for any new man to walk in, it'll be tough for him to get runs. And with the kind of quality of bowling that we've got, on a surface like that, we'd easily be able to defend 140, 145.
But another curious case in this particular match, Nikhil, was that our pacers were getting wickets, while their pacers, of course, one only, Shaheen Shah Afridi, was sent out of the park throughout by Indian batters, and our spinners started taking wickets later in the match, which was very much expected. So our pacers were also better than Pakistani premium fast bowler Shaheen Shah Afridi today.
Without a doubt, because you look at the lines, the lengths, the plans, the execution of plans. We are far better in planning for every single batsman. Shaheen Afridi, I mean, as a cricketer, no disrespect to Shaheen Afridi, but I guess he's lost a little bit of shine from his bowling. Put it this way. He was somebody who used to bowl at 140 kilometers, look to swing the ball. That swing's not there. He's lost a lot of pace as well. So no real surprise that he got tonked a little bit.
All right, well, let's get in some more fan reactions, because after all, this was such an anticipated match, and let's see what the fans have to say. The Delhi fans are a little disappointed at how comprehensive our victory was. But yes, Radhika joining us for more. Radhika, tell us what the fans around you have to say about the match. Right, what do the fans there in Mumbai have to say?
Erupting in Mumbai ever since India won this match against Pakistan. Of course, I have with me tons of fans here in a club. Of course, they've been cheering for India, many of them wearing India jerseys. There is an India flag as well. All of them saying Jai Ho. I mean, I really can't hear much what's going on because it's really, really loud. But let me go across to them. If you can hear me, what was the turning point of the match?
The first ball was the turning point of the match because we played against Pakistan. So there was no turning point.
No chance for Pakistan. How memorable do you think this match was?
Bum bum bole!
No rivalry between India and Pakistan anymore. India 8-1. No rivalry at all.
Do not consider Pakistan as a team anymore.
But again, how memorable was this match when compared to several other matches India has played against Pakistan? They won most of them from 7-1 to 8-1.
Yeah, we made it 8-1, so obviously it's memorable. We are the dominant. They are minnows, so we like. I can say, boys didn't play well.
Ishan Kishan, the best player today.
Amazing. His last innings with New Zealand also, he put a century then, and now what a start he gave us. Yeah.
Anything more you'd like to add? How do you think this is going to impact the momentum of India in the days forward?
This is not a rivalry anymore. It's just a one-sided contest. We have the momentum. We're going to go forward and we're going to do the best damn thing and reclaim the World Cup back to back.
Wow.
So that's what all these fans here are telling us. It is obviously a great moment of celebrations. In fact, yes, ma'am, you said that somebody here was telling me that Pakistan should have boycotted this match. In any case,
Pakistan should have boycotted. I think it was.
And they play like this. They are awful. They are no competition at all.
It's 8-1 now.
Let's screw them. We are too good.
We're too good. All right, so celebrations continuing in Mumbai. Of course, the emotion here is different. There is a lot of passion because it is India Park match after all.
I think the celebration continue pretty much into the night tonight because it was a massive win that India has registered over Pakistan in this group stage match and thoroughly embarrassed Pakistan on field. And Nikhil, just tell me, where did it become very apparent, very logical for us to conclude that the match is very much in India's grip? I think it was over by the time power play ended.
Yeah, without a doubt. To me, I think 175 and then the very first over, Hardik Pandya picking up a wicket, then maiden over, just kept putting pressure, and then Jasprit Bumrah the next over comes and picks up those 2 wickets. You're right. When you lose 3 wickets in the power play, looking to chase down 175, and then you're just staring down the barrel because you know that Indian spinners are going to be coming and bowling. It was tough to get runs while the Indian team were batting as well with the Pakistani spinners. It was a special effort by Ishan Kishan. So I guess, picking up those 4 wickets on the power play, it was done and dusted.
I think let's pick up on that scathing remark that came in from one of the fans who were just talking to us, that have Pakistan's really shifted to the status of being minnows? What's happening with Pakistan cricket? This is a team which was a dominant force in the 90s. We've all seen the way they have dominated over India also in bilateral series, in international tournaments. And now what has happened to Pakistan? The scoreline in T20 stands at 8-1. But otherwise also, Pakistan's team, is it a no match to India's prowess?
Well, Team India of late, and if I'm not wrong, I think in ICC T20 competition, our win percentage is something like 95-96%. I mean, that is incredible. When you ask about any country's cricket, it depends how you prepare your domestic cricketers, what is your structure, how do you build on your nursery. When you're taking care of your nursery, the end product obviously gets better. You look at the National Cricket Academy for the BCCI. Right from under 15, 17, 19, 23, you got 2-3 different camps right through the year. Then the entire domestic structure. We've stuck with that domestic structure for maybe 4 decades, and we just tinker a little bit here and there. Pakistan Cricket Board, what I know a little bit of it, every 3 to 4 years, their whole structure changes. So you're asking for trouble.
Administration changes.
Correct. And the other thing, what in T20 cricket, Preeti, a lot of people don't know this, but let me just bring it to their notice, that literally every state association in the country today has their own Premier League T20.
State league, yes.
They have their own state league. So by the time you finish your state league, you get ready for the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy. That's the BCCI domestic run tournament. Then after that, you have your IPL as well.
And
so by the time you play for India,
it's mandatory for every state to have their own T20
it's not mandatory.
League. It's not mandatory?
It's not mandatory,
Okay.
but everybody's doing it. But the preparation, by the time any of our youngster gets to the IPL, he's literally ready, because you've got so much of game time. That fear, fear of failure or fear of going out and performing in front of 20-30,000 people, by the time you play your first IPL game, that's all long gone. You go in with the thought process, today's my day, I'm going to win a game. That makes a big difference.
Let me ask you this, Nikhil. Knowing the way Pakistan cricket operates, do you see some sackings happening midway to the tournament only in T20 World Cup itself? Because, Salman Ali Agha is also under the scanner now after a few of his decisions, not just one, but more than 2-3 decisions went against his team. First one, choosing to bowl on a track which was perhaps more supportive of batsmen in the first innings. Second one, he himself was bowling pretty well. Why did he bring in Shaheen Shah Afridi and also give him the over, the last one, which really compromised their position to an extent that India posted those 175, and the inclusion of Babar Azam in this squad? So many questions are being raised now.
Well, to answer your question first, I don't think he'll get sacked in the middle of the tournament, because ICC will not allow a replacement. But of course, mistakes. I guess, the question is the debate between the captain and the coach. The coach must have felt, let's just go out there, win the toss and bat first. These are decisions that you literally take, obviously, prior to the toss, and you have your plans in place. But you're a little surprised by, with the decision that he got Shaheen Afridi to come and bowl the last over. He went on reputation. Out of the 20 overs, the Pakistani bowlers bowled 2 overs. 2 overs.
Only 2 overs of
2 overs of medium pacers, and it's gone for 31, 15 and over. So it just gets you to tell your story. He probably went on reputation, and that Shaheen Afridi is a senior guy.
All right, a lot more to discuss, and we will continue discussions right here on NDTV, and of course show you more of the celebrations and reactions. For the moment, slipping into a short break.